in this video, I'm going to show you all the ways that I've found to use the WrapT accessory. First one is as a wrist warmer. I've already got one on, so you can see that. You can also put a pin on it or any kind of clip, pendant, anything that you have that you want to use as an accessory. So in order to do this, you take your WrapT accessory and you split down the seam, separating all the strands. Pull it apart so it looks like this. Okay, then you're going to wrap around the wrist and just keep wrapping until you get your desired look. Then the next one is a hand warmer. So basically take just what you did for the wrist wrap and you're just going to move it over the thumb. Moving into more like a mitten or a glove, and it's going to wrap around the hand. Okay, so that's the wrist wrap and the hand warmer. Okay, for the first belt, you're going to separate your wrap down the seam, splitting all the strands. So it looks like this. Bring it back behind you and wrap around the front so that it looks like a belt buckle on a belt. Next way is to separate the strands like you just did. I'm just using the different colors so you can see the different ways and different styles. And this one you're going to have like this, just as before, but this time you're just going to step into it and pull it up around the waist and just separate it however it looks good with the strands. The third way to use it as a belt is to separate, so your first two strands, so you look like this, and then the bottom two strands. So your belt is like this, and you're going to wrap around and it's going to hang down. And then you would pin. So grab your pin and put that on the side. We can start out with a head warmer. Separate down the seam again. Okay, so you're here, same as before. Wrap around the neck. Twist it. Wrap again. And then basically you're just going to pull up all the strands up over your head. That would be your ear and head warmer, or just a headband. If you have short hair like me, you can pull some out through the top. If you have long hair, you can use this either just like this, or you can take part of this, one of your wraps, pull it out, and then you can use it as a ponytail holder. So and you have your strand here, and then you wrap it around your ponytail and get all your other ones back in place. And then you have your ponytail in the back. Okay? Alright, going into the scarves, all the different ways to use it for a scarf. Separate down the seam again. Separate all your strands. Okay, wrap it over the head. You can either leave it hanging loose, like so. You can put the seams at the back and the bottom, whichever you prefer. You could add a pendant at the bottom if you like. Next way is twist and wrap it over your head, and just makes it a little bit shorter wrap. And if you want to add a pendant or something else like a charm, you could add a charm in there, just hook it on. If you have a longer one, you could triple it and make 3 loops. The next way is, before you put it on, separate down the seam again. Okay, so you're here. You want to twist it before you put it on. So this is going to create just a thicker look rather than a stranded look. So just keep twisting like you would a rope. Okay, so I have my twist back over the head. You can leave it loose or you can wrap it again. And then it's more of a rope type. Okay, the next series, this one you want to bring it out so that all the strands are in line. And you're going to grab the top two, so it looks like this. Okay, then you're going to grab the bottom two, the last two that are hanging, one from each side, and then you have a necklace that looks like this. You're going to wrap the longer ones over and leave the stranded ones hanging in front. You can leave it like this, just as a decorative piece, or you can take this and bring it together, and you're going to bring it up and tie it in a knot. So just wrap it around your hand, push it through the hole, and then you have a knot. Next one you can do out of this same setup, still the strands over your neck. You're going to twist it so that's like this, and then bring that up over your head, and then pull it around to the front. Then you have a little bit longer layered look. Okay, next series, separate your strands, get them all even. You're going to separate your strands about 50-50. So you have it like this. You're just going to separate somewhere in the middle. Okay, first one is just to hang it over the neck, and then you just have a decorative necklace. Okay, then the next one is you're going to tie it in a knot, just like before. So you have that, bring your hand in, twist it, and bring the strands in through the hole, and then you have your knot again. This one brings a little bit different decorative pattern at the bottom. So in this same setup, just wrap it together and pull it over your head so that you have the strands. And this time you're going to take it fully like this, up, and you're going to tuck it through the loop. Okay, tucking it through one side of the loop. Okay, next one. Have your same pattern here. Still separated, half and half. Comes over the neck. And this time you're going to twist it. Wrap it over the head. And then this one is more of a side shoulder wrap. So you're going to bring it over one shoulder. So you had your two little spaces in between. And it's going to wrap over your shoulder. Okay, you can bring it out away from your neck a little bit. And so that one shows where it can be in the back and the front. Okay. And then the next way is to still have your 50-50. Up over the head. I'm going to twist it, pull it tight, and just let hang loose in front. Pull your strands out however you want to pull them out. The next way to use the WrapT is for leg warmers. Split down the seam, separate all the strands. I have one already on. The way you put these on is just wrap it around the foot. So wrap around, twist, wrap around, just keep wrapping, and then just separate so that you can make them the same size. You can add more of these, so you need two at least to do this. If you wanted to add another color or make it taller, you can add 2 more, 3 more, get longer ones, whichever you prefer. With these also you can add a pendant. So if you have something that you want to add to it, just for decoration, you could add something to it like that. Those are all the ways that I've found to use the WrapT accessory. Remember that you can use your pins and pendants on any of the wraps, necklaces, headbands, belts, wrist warmers, leg warmers, any of those. You can add your different pins and pendants to make it look different each time you wear it. Thank you for watching. This has been from Salvaged Chic.